Like a table like this, instead of like the other one. All right, I think we are calling this meeting to order. Liz is on the line and we are being recorded, everyone. So you wanna call roll, Ginger?
Yes, so Gary Coyne.
Here.
Ginger here, Emily Horton. Here. Jean Quetner. Liz James.
I'm here.
Tim, hello. Laura Jordan here. Jill Olkey.
Here.
Jerry Pinkner, you said he wasn't.
He's not able to make it.
Okay, Corin.
Here.
Emily Hickson Shepherd. Yeah, and Yvonne here. Let's take a quick.
All right, now we'll do an approval of the April minutes. Hopefully everyone had a chance to read Ginger's fine minutes. Thank you, it's always Ginger. Anybody have any edits we need to make or they read? Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes. April minutes.
Second the motion.
Thank you. Okay, and we don't have any visitors, so we'll skip over the visitor comments. And we'll go on to old business. Maureen, you're here.
I'm here.
You can do a no update for us.
How'd it go last month while I wasn't here? I assume it went fine.
I think it went good. I checked in with the city and they said that at the time I called, which was like the day before our last meeting, they only had 2 signs left.
Yep, the signs went fast again. I talked to Scott about it at that last event. So that was good. As far as I could tell, the whole thing went well. In fact, if anything, we had less pushback online than we did last year.
I thought so too. And I liked your post at the end, just reminding people some advice on how to cut back slowly. Like that was a good way to try to head it off as well, I think.
Yeah, thank you, Liz. Carrie did something similar last year, I remember. So I thought a dismount comment would be useful as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and for those of you that are not on Facebook or in that group, all I said was the same thing Carrie said last year, which is to cut your yard, not whether it's all the way to really short, but piece by piece. So, yeah, I think total success, city's still on board, citizens are still on board. Presumably, we helped some pollinators this year.
Well, I think also we saw some more posts that might indicate that we did, because we saw, I think, 3 posts about bee swarms.
Yeah,
And then also people discovering these larger moths that they'd never seen before, which could be related to leave the leaves. So
Yeah.
maybe we're seeing results.
it's hard to get clear data, but based on that, at least anecdotally, it's working.
Yeah.
We're getting success.
Awesome. Well, thanks for pushing that on its way to getting this year. Getting everybody back on board. Did anybody see any creative no-mo signs?
What I did, but I couldn't ever make contact with the people. I got pictures of a beautiful sign, but I didn't feel like sending it off to the paper without.
Oh, yeah, you should send it to us though.
Oh, I can send it to you.
Yeah, that would be fun to see.
Yes, I can. do that.
Anybody else see any fun? No. Cool.
But my neighbors and I all in a row got it, couldn't get a photo of it, it just wasn't positioned right, but that means we had almost an acre of leaving the leaves and no mowing on that street. Which is
Wow.
pretty good,
Yeah, it is.
so if everyone's still on board, I think we'll do it again next year, and yeah. Right. I'll take point again.
Yeah, and I feel like that goes kind of hand in hand with the
Yeah.
leaves. Are you willing to kind of
Yep,
take point on that too?
unless somebody else wants to, I'm all in.
I'd be happy to be second.
Okay.
Helper.
Yeah, we can buddy up on the leaves.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Making sure it's.
That'd be great.
Minutes.
Yes.
Because
Did we-
last time I was here.
That's what I thought.
I think it
didn't
was
say anything about it.
Karen was, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I apologize.
I wasn't 100% sure. No, that's good. Thank you. Okay, and just for the record, Jeannie came in. Just
I
now.
got her and I think Emily as well.
Okay, oh, yeah, the Emily, sorry. The next item on the old business then is the Green Our City updates. Don't have a lot to update on between now and last time we met. We did meet with remember, I don't think I told you this, but since our last meeting, we met with the Public Works Department and they actually were pretty excited about our continued effort and they want to start their own initiative.
Yeah.
Yes,
Awesome.
so I think we got a little, we inspired them, which is very good.
What does that mean? They're going to,
I don't know exactly what that means, but it means they're gonna plant more trees.
oh, okay.
Is that in addition to the greener city that the
Yes.
commission's doing? Okay.
They're gonna be planting their own set of trees.
And also helping the commission with greener city?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So,
yeah, yeah, we are going to, we decided on the last call that we were gonna move forward with the way it's set up now. We're gonna do our planting and our initiative as it is, and they're gonna do their planting. I don't know the details of that. And then we're gonna sort of revisit at the end of the year and decide how it works together next year.
Okay.
Just keeps going on like this, or if we can. We'll figure that out. Next steps.
And can people still sign up if they want a tree in the fall? So
Yes.
I'm just thinking when I give my council updates.
Yes, it's still, I think, yeah, I would
Still
just say
active,
go for it, yeah, the
Just go to
application's
the
open.
website, Look
Mhm.
for greener city.
Green Our City,
Okay.
I think you can just do like backslash. Might even be green. Backslash green.
Yeah.
That's pretty great news. I think if Public Works gets going, maybe we should thank them in some way, like, thanks guys for joining us,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
just like a message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I feel like, you know, their job is to plant trees, right? So I'm just excited, they're like
Yeah.
thinking about it as a effort.
Definitely.
And they're taking it very seriously, they're getting back involved with the, this is what I was told. They're getting back involved with the tree inventory,
Okay.
which is the tool that Joe was using when he was here and getting that, trying to get that back up and running. And putting data in, so the trees that we are inspecting, Joe and I, from last year and the year before, we're getting all that data and we're just handing it off to Vera, and she's got a plan to put the data in their inventory. And they've actually asked us to fill out GPS data, because they don't know where those trees are that we planted, so we'll give them that data and then they can enter those trees. So it's great.
Could I ask a question that's in the ballpark? It's a personal question. It appears that we have 1 2/3 trees that died in our yard that just haven't come back. One has 3 trunks and 2 of them appear dead, and one whole other tree appears no longer living. And I was wondering if there would be the possibility, as not a tree person, to get some sort of advice on what to plant there. Like what's needed, what's would fit in the locale, the specifics of the space. And in terms of, you know, just staggering, like when I look at our yard, the back of our yard is all these trees the same size, will likely all die
Yeah.
around the same time. So to have that awareness of different age trees. Is there such a service?
Well, I mean, I know there are actually, Spring Conservation Home, are you familiar with that
Little bit.
organization? Yeah. I mean, they are focused on native plants, but I'm sure that their members who do the inspections also know native trees. So,
The Botanical Gardens plant doctor is a helpful resource.
and then you call them, right, or do
Yeah.
something on.
Yeah, well, either call or email.
I don't really know of too many like arborists who will come out for free, any.
Not for free,
No.
but we do have like a whole list on the city website of approved arborists who would come out as part of their business to give you advice.
Yeah.
And help with tree removal as well.
Welcome. Anything else on Greenway City?
I think so.
Okay,
We're gonna put tags on trees.
we're gonna put tags on trees. So we had last Saturday scheduled to go out, thanks Liz and Corin for agreeing to go, we just, we needed a little more time to get our stuff together and we needed a little break, so Joe and I are just gonna divide up the list and do it during the week while we can instead of taking up a whole Saturday. So that's next on our list, so you should start seeing it if you live by any of those trees. Little tags on them and, hopefully we'll we're gonna leave a letter on all of the residents' doors if they're not there. We'll knock, but leave a letter so that they know we've been there and we've checked and put a seal of approval on their care for the fall. And give them, sort of a, I don't know, like a booster
Rally.
inspiration to keep going, yeah. So that's the plan for that. There's nothing else about that, just wanna, maybe you could do a recap on Arbor Day. And the trees of distinction and the celebration, I don't know, I know a couple of us here were able to go. It was a nice event.
Yeah, I think we had about 20 people there. I think we were around 35 at the tree walk. So
Yeah, that was really
good
well
turnout
attended.
for that. And then we had only 3 volunteers to plant trees, so that was kind of disappointing, so. Anyway, trying to think of things that we could do to brainstorm next year where we do Arbor Day in a manner where we can get more people out, so have a whole year to think about it. No other places have, we've had 50 people show up before.
Can we give out like backlinks again or?
Have a contest. If we tie it into that borough series where you'd have a t-shirt drawing contest where you're drawing the new logo for the borough contest, and then we make t-shirts to sell at the borough. It's kind of fun. I know Tessa Wasserman used to run a poetry competition and really.
Or art, wasn't there, there's also art.
It was art and it was through the conservation department, so I got a lot of kids involved. Might go back to Deer Creek Watershed Alliance with our greenkeeper volunteer. I think it reaches a much broader audience, so might do our main advertising through that. And then link it to Webster Grove Civic Rec so people can sign up at either place, but we have to get more exposure.
So is Arbor Day at various places throughout the city? Have you decided for next year?
And that was like nice.
And what about having live music?
Yeah.
Make it a real hoo-ha.
Somebody would just need to organize it.
Yeah, I know, I can get the music.
I mean, it doesn't work for this year, but you could almost combine Burr Oak and Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Which Margot, I ran into her last weekend or the weekend before, they're already starting to plan it.
Yeah. So Arbor Day's already passed this year, but if she's up for that, like next year it could be at Larson Park and be there.
Yeah, we could do it earlier in the year. Liz, do you, I know you kind of have.
Yeah, well, I've talked to them after last year's, and I've been talking to them lately about fundraising for this next year because we do have a money problem of it's not sustainable currently as a free event, and they don't just have enough support through donations and everything. But that aside, I'm just sort of related to what you were saying, Yvonne, with low turnout. I'm having the same experience with Stream Team. I'm just kind of wondering if maybe that's a good idea to combine things because are we having some sort of shift after, COVID was done, everyone was really rallied to get involved in things because we were all so stuck at home, or do we have too many things for people to there's so much everyone just kind of doesn't want to do anything anymore. I don't know. That's just my one experience is that I can't really seem to rally in the way that I could so easily before. Just kind of wondering, do we need to look at the events that we have and try to make sure we're as streamlined as possible?
I think that's a really good point, Liz, because, I mean, there's every organization that I'm involved with, and talk to, and people that come to our program at school, they're all looking for new, younger members. Get us some of your students, they'll say, like, I can just like sign them up for something. So I think, I mean, college institutions are suffering from lower enrollment. I think there's less kids around, less young adults around. I think the volunteer base is probably just getting a little older and maybe. So I think streamlining is a good idea, overlap things where you can perhaps.
July 12th is the next Burr Oak event, if they can swing it, so.
That doesn't really align with Arbor Day, and we do have to celebrate Arbor Day on Arbor Day.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean.
But maybe, after this meeting, we can all kind of look at the things we've got and say, like, is there something I do see we can combine? Or just start thinking in that direction of how do we not burn people out and make sure that we're not producing so many activities that we're losing interest or something. I mean, we have participants in a lot of the stuff that we're doing. I'm just bringing it up because I'm seeing it too.
I wonder if you would get more tree planters, not during, like, later in the afternoon, like after work. If the tree
That was
planting.
part of it, it was during the work day, it was 3 o'clock. Yeah, schools were
I mean,
just getting out.
if we switch things up, maybe not have a tree walk afterwards. If we condensed it. I mean, I love the idea of a tree walk, but maybe if you had a tree planting and then the short ceremony, cause I think when there's that wide of a block of time, it kind of splits people.
Or we could have the tree walk, but first,
You gotta plant a tree.
well, we could just not try to just plant one tree, that's. what
Yeah.
I always, just one tree.
Yeah,
And,
Yeah.
but to say the tree walk starts at 5 or 5:30, but Arbor Day celebration starts at 5 or 5:30, so you can be there for 15 minutes before the tree walk.
Well, does it have to be during a week night? Can it be on a Saturday morning?
Arbor Day? Well, there's no reason why it can't be, but I don't know how much more likely people are to come out.
Well, and also on the flip side, like, should we do more weekday things where, like, because I know for me the struggle is like I've got my kids, I got 20 things they're doing, like that's what gets in the way of me doing stuff I want to do with this kind of volunteer work. So do we need to mix it up too with, like, would we get some traction on midweek, middle of the day, like people that are retired or people that have, the time to cut away for a couple hours over lunch? I don't know.
Well, it takes a lot of effort to put together a volunteer event and when only 3 people show up. It's
and you have 200 plants sitting out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
totally.
last year we had 500 plants, 50 volunteers, so I don't know.
Same time,
Have it
really,
exact same time frame, so. I don't know. Let's advertise it differently.
Last year,
Yeah.
did you get 3 greenkeepers last year too, or?
That might have been a greenkeeper, so
Reach
I think that makes a big difference. Yeah. Because it's not only going out to 200 greenkeepers that we have on the books, it's going out to all of your Watershed Alliance mail recipients. They can all have access to signing up. So they aren't just Webster Groves residents, they're people. And Stacy Arnold said there's no problem, they can go back.
doing both, there's not like, I mean, it doesn't seem like an issue to just go ahead and do that. Let them do. Well, I think talking a little bit more about better turnout for next time would be good, and thinking about maybe combining tree planting efforts. I mean, you
Have like a scavenger hunt with a decent prize. You know, might get some people out. You know, maybe they have a week to do the scavenger hunt and then they turn it. I don't know, I don't do scavenger hunts, but that could be kind of something that's how to do that, kind of prize.
Make a difference. Day is a good day when a lot of people come together
It's always
for
a
their
winner.
own.
It's always a winner.
Yeah, so I mean, that should be a huge effort, right? Like always having that, which that's something the stream teams can come out to,
Yeah, and it's usually on the same day.
right?
So.
Yeah, so I think that's,
You guys follow that Webster Groves coin hunt thing? I wonder if there's a way to capitalize on that. So there's somebody in town who like takes scrap metal and once a year makes a bunch of like WG medallions and hides them in a park, right? It's been 2 different parks.
I think did Larson and
Yeah, Larson and the big one.
West.
Starts with a B. Blackbird.
Sounds like.
I wonder if there's a way to like, cause he has a social media audience, if he could promote like, hey, while you're in the park, like, look at this thing, or sign up for this greenskeepers, or here's like.
like
pull
having
some
a table.
honeysuckle. Yeah, pull some honeysuckle while you're out there, or we have a tent, cause it's just like a weekend thing, it's you show up and it's a scavenger hunt, you look for, there's a coin for every state. And they're hidden, and so you have to like find them and then you log on and you say where you found it.
That would be nice because I actually plan to reach out to him this year because last year when it was in Larson, a lot of our little trees got trampled and people are flipping stuff over, trying to find things, and they're just kind of a little bit not intentionally, but like things got pretty disheveled with the work that we had previously done along the creek in Larson, just from people hunting, you know, with no bad intentions, but we'd like marked out baby trees with logs and stuff, and it was all removed or tossed away. And I just thought I would try to find out what park he was going to use and sort of make sure there wasn't anything like that he needed to warn about, because he, I think, has a great attitude and totally would. So is my impression.
The art commission also hides art around town, certain, like a couple times, a few times a year, don't they? Like. It seems like it. I feel like I occasionally see stuff like posts.
Should we hide trees around town?
Right?
Directions on where to go plant it.
I mean, there would probably be a decent like amount of people that would.
if you put something in the hole, maybe,
Oh, yeah.
Straight.
yeah. Alright, well, for going forward for the trees of distinction and the tree steward award, I think, Laura, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had said that that was one of the items kind of on your top of your priority list, so I'm thinking that's something we wanna do. You know, as long as we're a Tree City USA. I think we need to do that and we want to be part of that. So if you wouldn't mind me putting you down for spearheading those two things, the trees of distinction and the steward.
Yeah, that's fine.
And we'll see how that plays into the maybe changed Arbor Day or not as much that. See how that goes. So Joe, do you wanna kind of hand over that
Yeah.
stuff to Laura and she might need some advice and walking through the process, and I'm happy to meet with both of you if you wanna do that. Just like a ceremonial turning over.
Yeah.
Gotta have coffee at Napop.
Sounds good.
Okay. So we'll sort of pencil in our notes, Ginger to talk about Arbor Day. The next meeting. Okay, the next item on old business is the Eco Ed series update. The tree walk was part of the Eco Ed series, and I saw a bunch of people from sustainability there. So I think they helped get the word out about that. As well as the advertisement we all did. So it was pretty well attended. If anybody has a chance, if anybody didn't get to see him and had the chance to see him, he was really great. Very, it wasn't just like basic tree identification and talking about how great each tree is. It was
A good article in the Times.
yeah, it was. It was really very interesting, even for someone who knows about trees. So. There is a Eco Ed tomorrow evening at the library. If you guys are going, you could get there a little early, like at 6:30. They could probably use some help setting up.
So do you want me to be in contact with Karen Anderson again about, is she bringing stuff like she did last time?
I don't know. Yeah, I just know,
Okay.
or, yeah, you're welcome to reach out to her if you have to see if she needs anything.
Okay,
The speaker is Don Corrigan.
Yeah.
They have a book to give away, so I'm sure she's gonna wanna,
oh yeah, table, okay.
you might ask her how she wants to identify people coming through the door. Remember last time we were
Yeah.
giving numbers, that
Those
was a little confusing though, so
Yeah, it was,
maybe you could just take some scrap paper and put some numbers on it.
her hand on their own piece of paper.
Yeah, so if you wanna coordinate that with her, that'd be great.
There is an app, I've seen it where they just have people sign up and have it numbered.
That would be the easiest way, actually.
And then there's some random an app that you put in how many numbers, 1 to 10 or 1 to 30, and it chooses one. Wonderful.
She kind of ran it the way she wanted to.
Yes, so you could call her and say
right,
she wants
yeah.
help, yeah. Yeah, so this is a sustainability commission sort of sponsored event. I think that's it. Any questions about that? 7:00 at the library.
I was planning on going, and I found out today about a lacrosse game.
Okay, and then we've got an event in June, on June 4th, is that right? Anybody? No, June 4th. Same place, 7 at the library. And I wanted to try and get a book to give away to you. I can order it.
Yeah, these.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to give away, totally like not on her name. Pollinator book.
You can let me know.
Okay. Maybe I could call, a whole neighbor and they could order it, and if they can't, I'll put them in.
Okay.
Like, do we need it donated or like, do we have funds?
I figured we'd buy it out of our budget.
Let's say we didn't have money in the budget.
Heather Holmes.
Heather.
Heather Holmes is her name. The author's name.
What's the book?
That one.
That one. That's our own sheet.
No, I'm kidding, okay. Um. And then I think we're taking off July, if I remember, so. Updates next. Okay, the last thing on old business, if nobody has any questions about Eco-Ed. Is the annual report and work plan, which we talked about via email, and then our last meeting, we spent a little time on it, so I had to turn in a copy of our report last, earlier in the month. I think I made 8 copies, so you guys. And you probably already saw it, or you will see it.
I will see it.
Did I send it to you? Yeah, okay, so this is the format, they wanted it in, I just wanted you guys to see what I. What I finally submitted, and then we give a presentation to, council on the 15th. The Wednesday, where I think.
Did we see that once?
I don't think, it's over here, actually.
No, okay.
Vaguely.
Speed reading.
But it's all the things we've been talking about and kind of the priorities that, you guys give me information on, so if you have any questions about the final document, let me know. And I'll let you know how the meeting on the 15th goes. I don't anticipate, you guys are just gonna, talk about the plan and then you guys just ask questions, I presume.
Yeah, I don't know what the order is, I might be a little bit late because it's my daughter's Girl Scout bridging ceremony.
Alright.
I'm immediately at the prior to that, so
Okay,
hopefully you're later at the agenda.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so just email me if you guys have any questions about that.
It's a pretty modest budget request.
This, that request is for funds to support what's on our plan. So. I thought it supported what we wanted to do as a group.
I think, Carrie, I think you have more pages than we have on our.
Like 2 pages.
Front back.
Yeah, we're over
Yeah.
there.
I was gonna say, I don't see Green Our City in the budget request.
That round is
It's that one button on the copy machine.
double sided. Sorry. You're right, that is a pretty modest budget request.
Yeah, I was looking for the Green Our City on the.
You can throw that in the.
Yeah, I was thinking, not really.
Wow.
That's the old one.
Oh.
I'll give you that one when we're done. Okay. Just keep it going around.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Sorry. No problem. So I have.
Thanks, I got it. I'm looking at it now.
Oh, okay. Did you email it to her or you took a picture
I
of it?
took a picture and texted it.
Oh, okay.
These 2 pages.
Okay, so you need the other 2
Yes.
pages. I don't remember if I sent it out to you guys or not, I apologize. But I can send it to you.
Yeah, if it's
Not that much.
This makes a lot more sense.
I have it in your email, sorry.
I don't know if I remember. We'll see if they'll make some copies for
I will
us.
see that. Should David do that? Would they? Yeah, I didn't, I just sent it to,
Oh, this
Memory.
looks, this looks, yes, okay.
yeah, if you wouldn't mind doing that, I would really appreciate it. Okay, the next item on our, we can come back to that if you guys have any other questions. Since you haven't had a chance to see the final document, but I'll just move ahead for right now until Ginger gets back. The next item is new business. We don't have anything officially on here. And maybe, we should get to the council liaison update. I was just gonna talk about that. I'm sure you have more,
Well,
but
I would love to hear
so
from you.
I was able to attend the, one of the first sessions or the kickoff sessions for the comprehensive plan that the city is undertaking. I think they had 3 days of meetings with the public. It was a public meeting, here, maybe. And then they had several meetings with stakeholders set up. So I was able to, as the chair of the commission, attend. So I met the team, doing the planning, the Lakota group. I think they're out of Chicago. It was 3 folks and it looked like they were. And we were the last day and they definitely met with a lot of people and had gotten a lot of information. And heard from everyone. So the process, as I understand it, will be about a 1.5 year long process, lots and lots of data collection, I think, to begin with. And there'll be lots of opportunities to probably for us as a commission to talk and maybe make some of our own recommendations, but certainly as a member of the public to be part of the planning process. So please be a part of the planning process because this is a chance for us. I mean, I mentioned that when I was at the meeting, but the only way I think we can stop the demise of so many old trees is if, you know, something is done to change the way that the developers look at developing residential accommodations in our cities. I think I just know that's a priority for us, one of many priorities, so I think we need to be there to talk about those things and if you don't go and talk about it, we won't. Can't complain about it.
And there is a
Say.
really easy opportunity, well, easy, cause it's not scheduled opportunity, so there's a survey online now. You can go out to, if you go to, everybody's got their pens ready, if you go to journey2towg.com, that's the website that Lakota Group has set up for this project for us. So they'll be adding information out there, but what else is there right now is a link to a community survey that's open until May 20th, where you can put in anything that you wanna put in. I started it and then the questions are pretty open-ended, and I was like, I don't know. I can't do this right now, cause I think it's gonna take some thought to work through it, but I definitely wanna get to that, while it's open, and so take some time and take a look at that. I think there are like a few different areas, and they each have like 4 questions, they're pretty open to, you know, like get your input, so I think that would be a good thing, and yeah, they'll be continuing things. There was an event at the library, at Webster University, last Wednesday, that had kind of like small tables and maps talking through different areas like sustainability and 3 others. So that was another way, and council will have a meeting with them coming up in a couple weeks, so that there will be lots of media and data collection, but this is one like really good way where it's pretty open-ended and you can put in what's important to you, what you wanna see. The whole idea is like planning now for the future, right? So what do we want to see in 5, 10, 50 years in Webster's?
And you're kind of, the way I feel about this is like, we're the very unique opportunity we have right now to be doing this for the city, because it hasn't been done since when?
I mean, they did parts of it since then, but I don't think a full comprehensive plan has been done since like the 70s.
So it's really.
They did parts of it like, I don't know, 20 years ago or something maybe. Mara would know, but the whole thing, I think it's like 79 or something.
Yeah. So
So, yeah,
it really like drives everything the city does.
Yeah,
Did you say journey .2?
not number, the word T0, T-O, word two, not the number.
Journey2.com.
Turn
Journey
to
to
WG.
So that was, comprehensive plan is a big update, I'm trying to think. And what's your last?
Mhm.
Feels like it's been so long since I've been here. What else is going on? We've got our new council member.
Yeah.
Which is exciting. And as part of that, like all the council assignments are being work. So I haven't seen that yet. I think it's going out soon because we're talking about it tomorrow at council, so, but I haven't looked at that yet, so I don't know.
So like drawing the straws.
No, we
Are
each
we
gave
the
like
Are we the
lists of
short
like,
stick?
no, you're not good. You're probably on everybody's list, but we gave our list of like, these work with our schedules and types of things, so, we're on that list, but I don't know how it'll shake out, so we'll see. That's coming up.
What's going on with the destination WG?
Oh, yeah, so that's underway, we'll be talking about, that some, I think tomorrow at council meeting too, so the next two eco-eds are during council meetings. So I won't be at this, but yeah, I think we're talking about that a little bit, we'll start to sell the bonds that were authorized, not all of them all at once, but we'll sell a chunk of them so we can get started on stuff. And there's a listening session or town hall for the pool this Wednesday. The public is invited to if you wanna give your input on the new pool, water park, aquatic center, to be built.
That's Wednesday.
Yeah. It's 5 to 7. I got that right? And it is here. And so I think that is like, we already know kind of the overall scope of it. Like that, we got decisions on that before we did the proposition. We didn't want a smaller pool, we wanted, it's the same capacity that we have or more, so we've got like a pretty good idea, when you say what it's gonna look like. There have been some renderings, but it's not done, the design process is done, so this is like another chance for the public to say, we need more shade, or I'd like to see this, or this or that. Before it's finalized. Exciting, it'll be good to get there are lots of parks and rec and green space things in that. Promise, that's the thing. That's it. Is there anything else anybody is curious about?
Right,
Good.
thank you.
Yeah.
City liaison.
Wow. We're just keeping the grass cut, the ball fields maintained, and the facilities ready for use. It's just our deal in April and May and June.
I saw you made some changes at the Larson Park Pavilion. That you
Such
guys-
as,
Such as the
Oh.
weeping redbud coming out.
yeah, the,
Oh, no.
yeah, they just have taken a beating, so we put in some really nice weeping
They're pretty.
spruces, so.
It's I like that with the style of
It's a
the
good look.
pavilion.
Yeah, so, annuals are going out in the business districts as we speak. So. Throwing it up. The bling. Yeah. So exciting. Still looking for summer helpers. Probably use 4.
He says he's gonna reach out, so he's got finals this week. I think they've been kind of consuming his stuff in his bad houses right now. So they're good, they're up.
Right.
Workers or volunteers?
Employees. We always take volunteers, but we're looking for seasonal employees.
What about that Missouri DNR grant that you emailed?
We haven't heard yet. I mean, it's pretty certain that we will get at it. I think they're gonna announce maybe in August. So, but I think the funding's there from the federal government, so it should happen. I think there's only one other person getting the grant, so.
You sent out an email a few weeks ago about a new grant, I think, something different.
So that, I kind of put that in the hands of our sustainability person, it more pertains to her. It's up to $50,000, and it's just for planning, it's not for actual work to be done, so it's that. I can't think of the name, it's like 604 or something like that.
Should I follow up with her or is she doing that on her own?
You can, I mean, she would have to apply for it herself.
Maybe I'll reach
I
out.
just wanted to, no one else was there for Webster except for me, so I wanted to make sure they had that information. But that's a pretty decent grant, and it might help with the stormwater. planning. It's a planning grant.
Yeah, like, cause we have the stormwater overall planning, should get a report on that. sometime. I'm not sure what the timeline is on that, but maybe there might be things from that we need to then like.
Yeah.
And identify some priority projects.
Yeah, and I think it's a pretty easy application, they said it's pretty simple, but there is a deadline. It's bad.
I forgot to mention too, and Liz, you'll be interested in this too, so, another thing that's coming up on tomorrow's agenda for, can't remember if it's the work session or the regular session, is, I think it's MSD needs to do some work along Kirkham, right? And so if you're familiar with that section, kind of like Elm to Gore, I think is where it is. And there are, right now we have medians in there that are planted. So the proposition is that while they're doing, this wouldn't start till 27, I think, so it's a few years out, but while they're doing the work, if we wanna avoid having Kirkham closed completely, then we need to take out those medians. But the deal is that since they're taking them out, they would put them back. And we would probably have them put them back on the south side instead of in the middle. And make like a more of like a greenway extension path to extend from like Lorraine Davis and that. To help get that path a little bit further, so if you see that, that's what that is about. Like the work's has to get done anyway, and if we don't take the medians out, then Kirkham will have to be totally closed for a while. And so this is a way that we could keep it open and also have another entity pay to have an improvement done.
Did you say Elm to Gore or Gore to Rock Hill?
It's Elm to Gore at least. The medians go all the way to Rock Hill, but from the conversations I've been in, it's just been to Gore that I've heard so far.
Okay.
And keeping it on the street, like not in the creek, but on.
Within the curb.
Yeah, within the curb.
Would it be a completely protected bike lane?
I do not know any
Okay.
of those details.
Okay,
I don't even know, I don't know,
okay.
so more to come. Tune into council tomorrow to
Alright,
hear with us all.
is MSD like meeting with you with the plan or is?
There's some maps in there and to talk through it,
Okay,
and like I said, it's a couple years out.
yeah. It seems like a protected bike lane would be good.
On Kirkham, probably.
Yeah, on the street.
But the whole thing is such a mix. Like there's some sections over by Deer Creek where it's just, a printed section just on the side of the road. But then most of it is 10 or so feet of, actual trail, paved trail. That's the thing I worry about on the creek is anything more paved, but
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But it
If
wouldn't
they could
be-
do it within the curb lines, then
Yeah, it wouldn't go past the current curb line,
that would be pretty cool. We'd lose some really great.
and maybe I need to clarify that, but that's my understanding is that it would go past the curb. I don't know if you.
So how do we-
Anyone?
No, I think it's right in line with what I know
Okay.
about it.
If we wanted to. They don't have plans yet, is what you're saying.
I don't know
I don't
how,
know.
I don't know how much MSD has plan. I think they're coming to council to get approval for the idea of taking out the curbs with this replacement. I don't think we've gotten to the planning the replacement stage. So,
Okay.
Can we move all those trees?
Yeah, I don't. There's a company that moves trees, but I think that that would be pretty difficult because there are utilities that run straight down. There's a electric that runs straight down those medians. So I couldn't imagine them going in.
Man, I'd love to just like drop them along the creek on the Old Community Baptist section. They'd love that. I mean,
Yeah,
probably
it's not out of the question, but.
like
whether it's
right against
logs,
the
that's-
side of the creek where they need that erosion control.
Yeah, there's a company that does it. So
Maybe we should,
called Big Tree. Have you heard?
yeah, I've heard of Big Tree. Just need to plant some salt cypress immediately. They'll probably do a better job than those relocated trees that do.
Yeah, and some of them we don't want to transplant, like the geckos and
Yeah, it's really the
the
cypress.
horn beams are dying out anyway, they just get too much water.
What are the other ones? Is it a swamp oak or something?
There's a columnar oak. It's a cross. So really just the cypress and the oaks are the only ones we're keeping.
Also, from Rock Hill to Elm, there's a median that would still be there. This is just, I mean, not Rock Hill, Gore to Elm. That median wouldn't be involved at this point.
As of right now, it's
I
just the
think
first
it's
four.
just to
Rock Hill to Gore or
Elm.
Elm to Gore is, okay, Rock Hill to Gore is not being touched.
As of right now.
Okay. Well, it's just kind of ironic because when I spoke with a resident, I think they used to live in Webster and now their daughter does, and they live in Kirkwood now, and they talked about what a wonderful, when they did that median, how lovely it was and how great everything's grown up, and that's too bad.
I know, it's at its prime, but also those trees, in my opinion, they have a shelf life.
Because of their location.
They're probably right after where they, instead of being an asset, they're starting, because they're gonna be so root bound.
Yeah, there's not enough soil down there.
So in a way, it's probably free maintenance that it's saving us.
Well, and if we could get a protected bike lane within that right of way that already exists, that would be protected and add more trees.
Yeah. Get
That'd
them
be
to
pretty
add them,
cool.
or they're part of the park.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's very hard to maintain that area too.
I imagine.
So we
With all the
stripped
flooding.
all the sod out, we put
I
in
saw
some
that,
native
yeah.
grasses. And that takes a couple years to get established, so by the time it's established, we're gonna be with them up, so. But the upkeep on, it's very dangerous for my employees, first of all.
Sure.
It looks really good though.
Yeah, I agree, we have some pretty nice plants grow.
Emily, what's the timeline on all that for MSD? Like, how many years?
27 is what I heard
Yeah, but how many years? 27 forward.
for the whole project. I don't know offhand.
Mm.
I'll look. It might be, I'm not sure. It might already be online on the council agenda.
Okay.
I don't have it up in front of me to see if they have a timeline in that. We did get some materials on it that were published, but I'm not sure if there was a timeline in there.
Okay,
Go back and
I'll-
read.
check it out.
I'll check too.
All right. I think that's it. I have the wrong date for our next meeting on here, just noticed.
Could I say one thing?
Oh, sure.
At the tree city luncheon,
Yes.
we were sitting with people from Shrewsbury.
Mhm.
And I spoke very briefly with this man. He knew you, Ron, he knew your brother, what's his name, Chris? He's a Parks
Yeah,
and Rec guy in Shrewsbury. And he was, and I introduced myself and he said, what does the Green Space Council do? And I told him about Eco Ed and he was interested. And might be nice to do some sort of official invitation to Shrewsbury.
Oh, to attend? Oh, okay.
He said, you know, they just don't have the wherewithal for that, they're smaller, and
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, they
Do you
have
have-
a facility that, you know,
They probably, but
who would I contact?
probably Chris or the mayor.
And you can say, you know, you met and spoke with Jeannie about it.
So he's the city Everest or the, he work for the public works or?
He said person.
you know him?
No, but do you know Beth Parker?
Yeah.
She's
He's the
resident,
do all the.
and she knew all the person, she used to work for Robot, she was her arborist. Maybe reach out to her where I
Yeah,
can.
Beth Parker.
I bumped into her at the garden recently. We used to be in the same book club. And she said she's no longer with Shrewsbury, she's with the garden, but she did just get elected.
So she lives in Shrewsbury.
She lives in Shrewsbury.
We should invite Raquel while we're at it. If we have time. It's good to do regional cooperation stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's important.
Just don't ask her what you.
It's a bridge too far out.
Okay, our next meeting is June 3rd. That is the first Monday of June. And then the Eco Talk is June 4th. Very unfortunate, layout of our talk and the Eco Ed series this year, but that was the night the library had to open. Yeah, so I think that's it.
Right.
Ginger, come back with copies for everyone or not?
I think that's what she's doing, or they're being.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Sustainability, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we'll see everyone on June 3rd.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye, Liz. Make a motion that we.
yeah,
Honey,
Thank you.
I'll take
I
it back
second
in
this.
the.
Okay, yeah, I just was over there today and I was like,
Sorry.
oh, shoot, I didn't send her a picture, but it's not that much.
I'll let her know.
I'll let her.
You and I-
It's probably like 45 minutes worth of just setting up and grinding it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, all right,
See you.
bye.
So